Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is John, and this is my spiritual path. And if you're new to the channel, and first of all, I just want to say that I have 4 subscribers now, which I think is just amazing. I'm not really doing this for the subscribers or for the views. I'm sort of doing this more just to hold myself accountable and also to connect with a community of people out there who might be interested in Buddhism and spirituality and would want to share some of those concepts and ideas with me. Have to say, it's still a bit of an adjustment getting used to being on camera. And, so anyways, enough of my rambling. Welcome. Yeah, so my spiritual path is kind of, it's interesting because the last couple of weeks, I hit a bit of a snag in that I didn't feel particularly spiritual. And so I figured in this video, it might be a good idea to just talk about what spirituality means to me. And just to get kind of basic and simple. For me, I think spirituality is just simply any idea or activity or task that we do to try and improve the quality of our life. I think that's a pretty good definition of spirituality for me. I don't really want to overthink it because I like the fact that the concept behind spirituality is a little bit more broad. And it isn't necessarily about following a specific dogma or religious edict. It's just simply how we're trying to live our life, which is sort of the whole point of my practice. Yeah, so we'll see if I can make it through this without pausing the video, stopping it, and re-recording, because I always do that. But that's basically what spirituality is to me. It's just the stuff that we do to try and improve our life. And of course, for me, specifically, I got into Buddhism. To be fair, I don't think you necessarily have to be a Buddhist to practice spirituality. I don't think they're not sort of exclusive to one another, but I think if you want to live a more spiritual life, Buddhism is a great place to start. It's accessible to everybody, and it doesn't really, it gives you a lot of recommendations or suggestions on how you can live a wiser life if you really want to sort of take up that task. And so today's video, I thought I would just touch briefly on how I'm trying to make my daily life my spiritual life and what that means to me. So the past 2 weeks were really tough. Last video, I touched on some really heavy topics, some obstacles in my path that were preventing me from really practicing or feeling a sense of spirituality. And what I realized was that I often go on autopilot. And when I, basically just going through the motions of every day, and not really thinking about what I'm doing. In fact, I downloaded TikTok, and I got on TikTok, and I started watching a lot of TikTok. And I started watching a lot of TikTok. And it got so bad that I actually had to delete the app because I was just on it all the time. A lot of these social media apps are very addictive, and it just becomes one more distraction. And if you're someone like me who's already prone to just get distracted by things, then limiting those distractions is a really good idea. But that isn't necessarily what made this whole thing spiritual. The realization was I avoid difficult emotions, difficult circumstances, difficult choices of life, and it gets so bad that not only do I avoid I just start to avoid life in general, So I'm not really present with friends. I'm not really present with family. I'm not present. And I think that is the opposite, the kind of spirituality I want to practice. I want to practice mindfulness. I want to practice being present. I want to practice being aware in every moment and feeling a sense of gratitude. And when I'm not doing that, I don't feel spiritual. When I'm not doing that, I feel forgetful, I feel mindless, and I feel like I'm just stuck on autopilot, just kind of going through my day. And that was my experience for the past 2 weeks. So in this video, I think what I want to do is just touch on some ways, some adjustments that I made in my daily practice to help me live a more mindful life, to be less forgetful, and to avoid autopilot. And what I did was I created a chart. So it's just a simple anchor chart, and on that chart I wrote down 6 steps that I want to do during my day. And I'll probably go back and do this video again at some point when I figure out how to actually edit the video. and But the 6 ways that I try to practice mindfulness, I created this little checklist Monday through Sunday. So it's 7 days a week. And what I did was there were 6 areas or 6 points in the day when I really want to practice mindfulness. And I know 6 can seem like a lot, but let me kind of just briefly touch on each of them, and I'll sort of explain the overall impact of having that anchor chart in place. So the first thing that I do when I wake up is I try to practice gratitude for just being awake and alive. So that's number 1. So waking up, putting my feet on the floor, sitting in my bed, at the end of my bed, and just taking a deep breath, feeling the weight of my feet on the floor, and allowing myself to feel a sense of gratitude. It takes like 5 or 10 seconds, and I'm just grateful to have another day. I'm grateful to have another day of being present. I'm grateful to have another day of just being alive. And that has proven to be, that in and of itself will just change the trajectory of my entire day from there. The next thing I do is I try to do a short 5-minute morning meditation, and from there, at some point during the day, I like to practice donating or giving, because that's a central tenet in Buddhism. Like, the more we give, the richer we become. The more we give, we also receive. And so I try to incorporate that into every day as well. Some type of charity, some type of donation. And then from there, we move on to number 4, which is evening meditation. Oh crap, I think I'm forgetting one. Oh. If I pause this, I won't be able to come back. Anyways, there's evening meditation, and I'm definitely going to have to do this video again. I'm learning how to be a YouTuber, guys, so forgive me. This week was all about setting up a YouTube channel. Next week, it will be how to actually make a quality YouTube video. So I will research that and make sure that I can actually give you guys, I'll probably redo this video next week, because it's supposed to be 6, but I'm only remembering 5 offhand right now. So there's the gratitude practice, morning meditation, donating at some point in time during the day, evening meditation, reflection, and I want to say the last thing was just some merit activity. So at the very end of the day, what I try to do is, again, sitting at the end of my bed, feet on the floor, feeling the weight of my feet on the floor. That's always a really good anchor. I'm just sort of rethinking the day, and I'm letting the feeling of gratitude and that sense of accomplishment, like I really did the things that I said I was going to do today. I finished some things. I finished those tasks. And I tried to wrap myself in what's called a field of merit. And that's another concept that comes out of Buddhism as well that's pretty powerful. The thing about Buddhism, it's like, I feel like we want spirituality to have this big reveal, and that's really not my takeaway from Buddhism thus far. It's more about appreciating the simplicity, doing those simple tasks that we often forget about. But by doing those simple tasks, we bring ourselves back into the present moment. So I hope this was meaningful for you. I've recorded this like 5 or 6 times now, so I'm going to stop. I'm not going to record this one again. And yeah, we'll kind of just go from there. A lighter video this week. I didn't touch on anything super heavy, so if you want something a little bit more weighty, you can always watch the video I did last week. But yeah, thank you to my 4 subscribers. I love you guys. I think it's awesome that people are tuning in. I will figure this out, I promise, and I will try to make a better video next week. That'll be our big focus together. And I'll try to bring you some more insight. So, thanks for watching.